Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. And I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As always.
Indeed. And we have a new kind of grouping of ideas to talk about today.
Yes.
But I think first we should start with our weekly recap.
Well, yeah, that's important. That's very important. You want to go first?
First things first.
You want to do...
What is May?
Oh, yeah, we're in EDS Awareness Month. That's the whole point of recording this one.
Be aware of zebras.
We exist. Everybody out there, you're validated. We see you. Seriously.
Into your soul.
It's important. It really is.
Make yourself visible this month.
Oh.
Educate those around you.
But don't do it in ways that'll make shed bad light on us. Like don't go around and like limp onto people and be like, "Oh no, I'm a zebra." It's not really socially acceptable. You can just maybe tell people about it, but I wouldn't do the like, "Oh no." Let's avoid that.
Just fall down the stairs and take as many people out as you can. And then at the bottom go, "I'm a zebra." And then walk away.
Okay, we all do that anyways. So that's okay. You can do that because that's going to happen to I swear to God, someone's going to fall down the stairs and they're going to think about us. Because I fell down the stairs this morning. So thank God I was holding the rails. But my right knee gave out. I was walking and then boom, down and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yes.
Assume the position. I'm going down. But yes, it is EDS Awareness Month. So I don't know. Share on social media.
Indeed.
That's a good way to do it.
Should we tell them where they can find us?
Us? We're on Spotify now as a legit podcast and on YouTube at the moment. We're trying to spread out some more, but that's what we got for now.
Yep.
Which is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So there's a couple places you can find us, and there will be more later.
Yeah, if you just search Fantastic Pains, just Fantastic Pains on Spotify, you'll find us. Same on YouTube.
Yep. We're like the first result. It's great.
Yeah, no one else is using that name yet.
I know. We can thank my husband for that.
Yes, I will.
It's a good one. I am grateful for the name.
All right, weekly check-in.
Yeah. You want to go first? You had some fun stuff this week.
I had fun, and I want to go in order. The beginning of the week sucked. Bad. We had storms again.
Yep.
Major storms. And I, all week, have been hot, cold, and achy. I thought I was sick.
Sweaty.
Yeah.
All week.
Oh my God.
Like my hands are sweaty now.
It's because I turned off the air for, 5 minutes now?
I know.
Now it's like, oh God. It's only 60 degrees in this room. How am I surviving?
I can't regulate my own temperature. It's been terrible.
Me either. All week. I barely slept all week. I was awake for 3 days until last night.
That too, yeah. I've been having really disturbed sleep.
That's not good.
I just wake up and I'm like, I'm late for a thing, and then my brain's like, no,
I did
you're
that
not.
for the
You're
appointment.
Fine.
On Friday, I had an appointment, and I was sleeping on the couch, and I kept waking up every 5 minutes, like, oh, I'm gonna miss it. Even though Jen was coming to get me, and she wouldn't let me miss it. So, I don't know what that was about.
Yep. Brain was like, we can't rest. There is no rest.
Not for me or you. Let's see. I didn't have anything major all week except for that appointment. So I went in to talk about fatigue, and we met with my beautiful doctor. He's a wonderful man, and I love him so much. He's very nice. I didn't have to, what's the way to word it? I didn't have to, sugarcoat it.
Right. You didn't have to,
Right. I wasn't like, oh, no, I have this thing. Maybe, would you look at it? Because I don't,
That way you have to kind of, sidle up to it and,
exactly.
Do the crab walk
Right.
to approach the issue so that they don't think you're self-diagnosing.
Exactly. Because I don't want to seem like a WebMD patient. I hate that when they're like, oh, well, you just read about this. It's not what, you need.
Right.
He wasn't like that. I told him straight up, I was like, I'm fatigued all the time to the point where I can't function most days. And he's like, sounds like, narcolepsy. I was like, well, I'm not crashing. I just don't have the energy. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. And I told him that I was on Concerta before. And he's like, oh, I can do that again. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do Concerta. And if it doesn't work, I have this other one that might work even better. And I was like, oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he also complimented me and my wife, which was wonderful. Made me blush real hard. He said that we were both well informed and we should be doctors. So, I mean, you're getting advice from someone who should be a doctor.
According to a doctor.
From a doctor.
One out of one doctor.
I'm basically doctor adjacent.
Doctor adjacent.
Please don't take anything I say as medical advice
Yeah,
ever.
please. Like, let's get that out there real quick. This
Yeah.
is our experience, and we come from a weird background where we learned very strange coping skills.
Yes.
So,
Take the skills if they work for you. If they don't work for you, drop them and find something better. But we're not doctors.
or therapists, for that matter.
I don't know about you. I'm pretty much a therapist. I was born a therapist.
We're like each other's therapists.
Well, yeah.
But, you know.
That's fair. Yeah, you have to pay for that. Sorry, guys.
We'll get an OnlyFans for
I was
therapy.
just thinking that. It's OnlyFans time, guys.
There's our mind bullets for the
Yeah.
day.
What about your week? You had a fun week.
So my week was a little bit interesting. Let's back up, though, because last time we did recap, we missed the breast lump,
Oh, yeah.
which was great fun, and I find this extremely amusing. So a couple weeks ago, I had like this really bad itch in my chest, and I was like, what is that? It itched really bad. And then overnight it bloomed into a big fat bruise. It was huge.
Yeah.
And you saw it, like it was huge and dark and purple right away. And I was like, what in God's name is this? And then a few days later, I noticed that there was this like lump underneath it.
Oh,
And I was
God.
like, what is this? So I went and talked to my doctor, and he was like, let's get an ultrasound. So I go to the ultrasound
Nice.
appointment, and I'm explaining like what happened, and she's looking, and she initially thought it was a cyst, and I was like, it's below skin level. And she's like, but it feels pretty superficial. I'm like, no, I have thin skin.
Yeah.
My tissues don't hold together correctly. So we're doing the ultrasound, and she's looking at it, and she's like, I can't figure out what this is. It's like this lump that's just filled with fluid. And so I'm explaining what happens with the bruising,
Yeah.
where I'm like, sometimes my veins just explode and it bleeds into the skin. And I think that's what happened because of that like massive bruise. And she's like, okay, let's find out. And so she turns on the like heat vision portion.
Yeah.
And right underneath this bump is this like, it's like the size of my pinky, this huge blood vessel. And she was like, holy crap, I think you're right. That's so weird. And so she's like, all right, so let me go get the doctor. And the doctor comes in, and he's talking to me about it. And he goes, yeah, this is actually something that we see pretty commonly after car accidents because of seatbelts.
Yeah.
And so I am very tickled and amused that my body inflicted a car accident injury on itself for no reason. So that was enjoyable and ridiculous and
Yeah.
funny.
So that was the week before last.
Yep. And then I had massage this week,
Mm-hmm.
which was fantastic. Like, every time I go see him, it's just amazing. He understands that I know my body.
Yeah.
And so we work very well together. So my massages when I go are not like nice massages. Everyone's always like, oh, I'm jealous, I want a massage. And I pay a big man to beat me up for an hour. That's what I do.
Yeah, he works
for
on all the
massage.
scar tissue and
Yes.
all the fun things, which
Yep.
is not a fun feeling. It's not like a gentle massage. It's the kind where they get in there and they grind the tissue up so that your body can
Yep.
eat away at it.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So if I don't leave with bruises, we were not productive enough.
I'm not
I
hurting.
left with bruises, so that's
Oh, good.
good. But the more I talk to him, the more I am kind of chasing down this theory of abdominal adhesion. Because I have gut pain that causes chest pain, and there are pressure points when we're working on the massage where he'll get right below my belly button, and I can feel it bloom through my whole chest,
Yeah.
which is just super weird. So I emailed my gastro, and I was like, I don't even know if this is the right question to be asking or the right person to be asking, but what would this look like if it was internal, like, abdominal adhesions? So I'm waiting to hear back for
I
that.
was hoping there was an answer.
I know. They were supposed to get back to me yesterday, and they never did.
Because I don't know. He's
Yeah.
like, I have no idea.
Right. Because I'm like, they're really hard to diagnose because you can't see them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see the effects of them in the gut because what they do is they, like, wrap around.
Right. They can twist the
And then they can
intestine.
kink off the intestines.
Yeah.
So that's my, like, working theory right now. And I'm hoping that that'll just be like, hey, yeah, let's go in there and see what we can cut up.
I have a feeling he's going to get back to you and be like, that's not my specialty.
I know.
And then send you somewhere else.
I feel like I have to see like a general surgeon or something.
Right.
But I don't know how to go about doing that. So
Me either.
now we're waiting to see if he can direct me to the correct people.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think, what else was there? Oh, I almost passed out at work.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a bummer.
I saw the aftermath of that day. That was not pleasant.
I came over here and I was just in so much pain because I had just like horrible gut pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I came over here and I was just laying on the couch.
It's true.
It
You were only here for like 10 minutes too.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I gotta go before I'm done.
So fried. I was so fried. And I was just frustrated and mad at myself. Because I'm like, this is something I save for like, I don't know, like we're cagey.
Yeah.
We are like the people who are like, let me go lick my wounds in a dark cave. Don't come near me. Don't look at me.
Right.
Don't look at me while I'm feeling vulnerable.
Exactly.
So I got up to leave my room to go do awards for the kids because they just finished another round of testing, poor things. And so I got up to leave my room. And this is my favorite part because my code word at home has been uh-oh. I don't know why. That's just what comes out of my mouth. And then I hit the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm walking with my coworker and I just go, uh-oh, uh-oh. And I sit down on the floor.
That's what you're supposed to do. I mean,
Right.
You did the right thing.
I'm very good at getting to the floor. I'm good at not passing out.
I'm good at getting to the floor.
Yeah, but you like to take the, like,
It's
scenic route.
I take it with a bit of grace, I'd like to think. It's more of a swoosh.
It's like a topple.
Yeah.
Timber.
It's not a
I just
collapsing
go
building.
straight down.
I'm like a tree falling in the
There you
forest.
go. A tree
You're
building.
a collapsing building.
I go straight down.
Yeah.
My kid handled it well, the kid who was with me. She was just
God.
kind of like looking on like, okay, what do we do now? And then I had two coworkers there, one of whom was like, you good? Do you need anything? What can I do for you? And I was like, I'm good. I just need to sit here. And another coworker who, poor thing, I probably scared the crap out of her. But that like fussy mom thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, no, I'm really fine. And I'm trying to like hold it together because I'm mad at myself the whole time. And I'm trying not to like bite
especially,
anybody's
like,
head
at work,
off.
I can imagine like that's got to make it
It was,
way
like,
worse.
It feels so compromising. And
I mean,
hate
it's
it.
like at home when
Yeah.
like when our grandfather who lives with us sees me doing shit like that. I'm always like,
Like when my mother-in-law sees it, she's like,
Exactly.
are you cut? Like, is it your blood sugar? I'm like, no, it's literally, it's like this horrible squeezing feeling right near my diaphragm.
yeah,
And then I go down.
God,
So I've learned to recognize that one because it's different from the lightheadedness by far. The lightheadedness is one thing that we've been like dealing with forever, and the dizziness, because that's just dysautonomia. But then this was just, these were different. But yeah, no, it feels compromising, and I didn't like it. And then the next day I felt bad because I'm like, I'm sure I scared them.
oh yeah.
So then I have to come in and like explain. And my poor coworker's like, I didn't think you'd be here today.
I never think of that anymore. Like how other people that don't even know about it, how you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just so normal for us anymore.
Well, and it's that like, again, it's the curse of high functioning
Yeah.
where they're not used to seeing that at all.
Well,
Oh, and then,
it's like being a high functioning alcoholic. You got to hide your disease.
right.
That's true.
That's a really sad comparison.
But it's apt.
It's accurate, yes.
I can go to work. I can see people. I can be grumpy sometimes, and I'm gonna hide my addiction.
Yep.
Which is my pain. I'm addicted to hurting.
Yep. Oh, and this
God.
week was weird too because my body decided that it was MCAS time.
Oh yeah, you had that hive
Still, I still have a rash on my neck.
from the
Like,
weather.
Still, and then I have this like weird patch where the rash was, where
Yeah.
the like texture of my skin has completely changed.
Oh God.
And I think that was probably what was causing so much gut pain. Was my body was just like, we're allergic to everything.
Time to swell.
We are allergic to life now, and there's nothing you can do about it. Good luck. So that was my week.
Yours
been a
was
long
more
one.
eventful.
It was a long one.
I
I'm
just
tired.
avoided people for as much as I could. I didn't want to be grumpy and mean, which is bad for the kids. I feel so bad for them when they're like, "Can we hang out?" And I'm like, "Not right now." They're like, "But you're not doing anything." It's like, I'm not doing anything for a reason.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard because you're like, you feel like you have to protect other people from you when you're in pain. My therapist, like, shattered my whole perception that one day where he
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, would it be so bad if people could help you? And I was like, yes, absolutely. It would be that bad. I don't need that.
Well, here's the problem that I have. I want people to help me sometimes, but then there's nothing that can be done anyways.
Exactly.
So then it's like you build up the same thing where it's like, just don't bother. Don't tell me that you're going to help because there's nothing you can do.
Right. Well, and like, I think it was Jen who told me it was like labor, where you're like, I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So my husband will be like rubbing my back and I'm like, oh, okay, don't touch me. Can't do it. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was not what I wanted.
I felt that. I didn't need you doing that. Now I feel it. Now I'm upset. Like, don't touch me. I'm not in the mood.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then other times he's like, what can I do? And I'm like, pet me.
Exactly.
Just pet me.
That thing that I just yelled at you for the
Physical
other day.
affection, please.
Do it.
Yep. Well, and that goes back to like being explicit with what you need. And sometimes like I have to just look at him and go, I don't know what I need. So I'm not like hinting at anything.
Oh, God.
I don't need anything.
Yeah.
I'm being considering because I don't know what I need.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
he's
hate
like,
that when they think you're hinting about something.
right. He's like, do you want an ice pack? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, I'll go get you one. And I'm like, no, really. I was like
Yeah.
considering whether or not I wanted that. So yeah, it's been a week,
Yeah.
but we're glad to be back.
It's true. It was hard getting started this morning, but
I know.
worth it. Like
So
these-
we wanted to kind of talk about, we've noticed this phenomenon, and I've noticed it on TikTok a little bit too, where when we're talking about like symptoms, we say we a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like we use the plural, which
Yes.
is interesting. And I got called out for it one day, and I had never like thought about it, but it's really that like you have to be separate from your body and your experience in order to stay sane.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have this tendency to separate from the body. So the mind and
Yeah.
the body are
There's you, and then there's your meat suit.
exactly. There's different entities.
Yeah. Well, and it helps you. That way it's like you're not saying, I have EDS. The body has EDS.
Mm-hmm.
I can handle the body, but I'm not the problem.
Right. Well, and I think it helps to like, I don't know. It's interesting because when we talk about like dysmorphia
Yeah.
and things like that, I think we have a very strange kind of dysmorphia
Very
where
specific.
we can't like reconcile the body as the self.
Right.
Um,
No, I can see that.
yeah. And it kind of leads to, like we've talked about before, where we get in those lows and we're like, I'm going to punish myself
Yeah.
by doing something that will cause more pain.
Yeah. I deserve a clean house and a hurt body.
Exactly.
I love that line. Past me was brilliant. That was the only good thing he said. But
Lies. But
I don't even know if that episode's out yet.
I think it is.
Okay.
Is that 2 or 3?
It might be 3.
3 is already out. 3 is, well, they'll all be out by this point
Yes.
when you guys hear this.
Well, no, because this might be 4.
Oh, that's true.
This might go out before because I want to get it out for EDS Awareness Month.
True.
Don't worry about it. What are you worrying about? What? Who cares what order this is? This is my problem. Leave me alone. I'll handle this. I got this. Some people.
Other people's parents.
But yes.
So we use we a lot. And my massage therapist had the best idea when he decided that my body's name is Karen.
That was great.
So now I walk around and my coworkers are like, how's Karen treating you today? And I'm like, she is an asshole.
Yeah, you told me the other day, when I was dying, you were like, how's Karen? Like, I'll try talking to her, but it's not, she doesn't really listen so much as
No.
complain.
It mostly complain.
Yeah.
I'm like, there is no manager. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta wait.
Yeah.
You can yell at God when we get there. I don't know.
just wait it out.
So yeah, we use the plural a lot.
Yes.
I'm like, we had this problem or we have this going on. And I think it like, for us specifically, I think it's also a trauma response that we like have to take the victimhood away.
Yeah.
And so I think we use it that way as well.
I think that's a
then you're
lot
not,
of it.
yeah, then you're not a victim to your condition.
Exactly.
You are separate from your condition. The body has the condition and you unfortunately have to deal with the body.
Yeah.
So
That was the articulation I was looking for.
there we go. All right.
You did it. You got there
It
before
took me a minute to get there, but I got there.
You did it. That's what you're here for.
I always have to think out loud. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah, it's the worst. I hate when you do it and we figure things out.
And commiserate. You can commiserate together, or you can commiserate by yourself.
Yeah. You can commiserate by yourself, or you can commiserate with a friend.
A friend. That's what it is.
Get it right. My classic one-liners.
I love your one-liners.
Oh,
They're
stupid.
fabulous.
I feel bad.
I struggled with my gas cap earlier today.
Was it one of those days? Are you feeling weak?
Yes.
Ugh.
Like, that's how it was after, like, my passy out time. And then I just spent the next whole day.
Sorry for slurping. I feel really bad about mouth noises on this. I apologize. I hate it too.
I do not apologize.
I can't edit them out. I'm not that good.
One day.
Yeah, one day I'll be so
day.
anal attentive that I can sit there and be like, and then that 2 seconds is gone, and then that 2 seconds is gone, and that, yeah.
I'm just going to start making mouth noises just to bother you.
You know, when you did that last time, I had to go through that, and I was dying. I was like, no. And then I was doing it, and I was like, why did I do that? I regret everything. Because
I drag you down. I'm a bad influence.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Mwahaha. So I'm very curious, actually. If you guys want to go to YouTube, leave us a comment. Let us know, because I'm curious to know if that's,
anyone else has that.
Yeah, if that's just kind of a survival phenomena, or if you guys kind of think differently.
I feel it's a good portion of people are like that.
Yeah,
they have to.
Right.
For the same reasons. Like
it's interesting, and it's not something that I've ever heard like talked about. Where we are very much like, I hate my body, but not in the way other people
right
do. Well, and that kind of goes into like your perception of self too.
Oh my God.
Because I don't know. When I got ill, I stopped thinking about how I was presenting to the world necessarily. So I never had that like self-conscious piece. It was like, my face is other people's problem.
Yeah.
I only have to look at me if I want to. So there's that. But yeah, like, I don't consider it for its looks, or I think, what was it I used to say? I wish I had the luxury of hating my body for what it looked like.
Yeah. Well, you said that to somebody. You burned the crap out of somebody. And
yeah.
They probably died. I mean,
the sun came crashing down on them.
Right. Well, it was online. Someone was complaining about their weight or something, right?
Yeah. Well, because it was like, we were talking about weight, and they were like, well, that's easy for you to say. Because I'm slim, or I was slim at the time.
So am I. I'm just the slimmest.
But I was underweight at the time, and people used to be like, oh, I'm so jealous. And I'm like, but my body sucks. Don't be jealous. There is no jealousy here.
It's time for meds.
No, it's not.
What was that?
That was an old med alarm that I have not deleted.
So it was time for meds at some point.
A long time ago.
In the long ago. I was like, is it already 3?
No, it's when I was doing the muscle relaxers 4 times a day.
Oh, God. The methocarbamol?
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it wasn't helping, so we stopped. Which is good, because I'm less fatigued.
Not fatigued.
All the muscle relaxers.
Just less fatigued.
Yeah.
Like how that changes plans is a good one.
That's it. Yeah, I think that's a good segue.
Talking about self-perception. Like, that's a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of the depression for me came from the having to change plans all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when we didn't know what the problem was. Because I had goals. I was going to go to college. I was going to finish college and be an architect. And I was going to go, and then I was going to work on electronics after that. But every time I would try and do stuff, I would always get burned out. I'd run out of spoons, even if I was trying my goddamn best. Like,
Well, what is it that I said in episode 2? That was like, making long-term goals is a good way to set yourself up for disappointment.
Comment?
Yeah. It's a whole mood.
It is. It's very much a mood.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand that it's not necessarily healthy and that you're supposed to have goals for yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with EDS, it's so changing.
You gotta be malleable.
Yeah, every year is different from the year before.
Right. Like, I think this year I'm doing better than last year, which is really good.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm able to do this even, which
I
couldn't have done last year. But who knows? Like, next year I might be, like, it could be way worse. I could have, like, multiple joint issues and major surgeries and who knows?
Right, exactly. And, surgery changes plans a lot.
Yeah.
When you think about, like... And learning that you have limitations. I think it's...
Well, in the beginning especially, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you first... For some people, getting the diagnosis is like a death sentence because it changes things majorly.
Right.
So...
But I think for us, diagnosis was a relief because we had already hit that point of like, there's something that's going on and it's preventing me from doing the things I want to do. Which
was harder, I think, in a way, because this unknown force is affecting your entire life and you don't know what it is or why it is, or even if it's real.
Exactly.
Like,
the doubt is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And like learning that you can trust yourself and I mean, it's scary too, because when you want to talk to a doctor about an issue, you don't want them to turn around and be like, oh, everyone has that. Or like, oh, you're making it up. Or, right?
Yeah, especially when it's all the little things form a bigger whole and they won't look at it that way. They're like, well, these are all small problems that, everybody could have.
And unrelated.
Yeah. No, but they're very related. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. No, and I think plans changing... For me, I've learned to be pretty flexible. Like, I have an easier time of it now. But it was hard coming, like, out of high school. And I remember having to quit dive because my shoulder wouldn't stop dislocating. And I was so frustrated because I was like, I found a sport that I like and that I could be good at, and I can't do it.
You would have been really good at it.
I think, maybe. But it was hard to, like, admit that my body is going to prevent me from doing the things I want to do.
Well, at that point, it's in your head. You're the problem, not...
Right.
Which goes back to separating yourself from the body.
Uh-huh.
Like, once you know it's your body, then it's, not your fault. It's what you're in.
Yeah. The car we drive.
Oh, man, I've lost so many good jobs that I, loved because of this. It's been rough. And college.
Yeah.
I tried college 3 times.
I struggled through my bachelor's.
Yeah.
Like, it took me 5 years, 6 years,
but you got
5.5 years to get it done. And it was hard because at that point, my husband wasn't quite as understanding as he is now. So it was always this why can't you do this?
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. And that was frustrating. And it was hard. It was really hard to be like, I get home from work and I have absolutely no spoons left. How am I supposed to sit down and write a paper?
Yeah.
So, plans
problem.
Changing is...
Fatigue and body failure in general.
Mm-hmm.
Just got in the way of so many things.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was directing, it was not an ELC, a before and after care program.
Yeah.
And I had to stop because I just couldn't.
See, stuff like that.
I couldn't do it.
Like, I lost that job at Michigan doing RAM. That was my dream job. And then I got a job working at a microchip manufacturer, basically. Not microchip, but what am I thinking? PCB boards, like making special motherboards for people and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I would go over the blueprints and make sure it was all in tolerance and stuff. I liked that job too.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't keep it.
I worry sometimes, and that's why I can't look too far ahead. I have to be mindful and be present. And learning to do that, I think,
that's huge. Changed
a lot for me. And it helped me to not fall into that trap of feeling sorry for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there are times, and it is okay to take a minute and feel sorry for yourself. But being mindful of what you're doing and how you're doing it and what you're doing. I just said that. Or why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And learning to communicate internally has been really huge, and self-talk and all of that.
Oh God,
is
my self-talk is a mess. I'm still supposed to be working on it. She thinks that I'm doing better. It's not great. It's a war zone in here.
Well, and I think that's why the separation is great.
Because
I can abuse my body all I want without hurting myself internally.
That just sounds like you're in a bad relationship.
I know.
Your body's got the rough end of a deal.
Unfortunately, it kind of does, but it abuses me back.
So
I
it's fair.
verbally abuse my body, and
domestic
it
violence
physically
is okay
abuses
if they're
me.
both violent.
So my violence is verbal, and its violence is physical. It's beating me, and I'm insulting it.
Great. Wonderful.
I taunt it
Perfectly
every day.
healthy.
But learning to separate the two, then I can like vent my frustration.
Yeah.
And be like, why are you having such a problem? Like, I hear you. I see that you're upset. I'm sorry. There's not a lot we can do about it. Get your shit together.
Well, yeah, I mean, that helps you mentally.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, it helps kind of like sort it out.
Yeah.
And that differentiation is just super important.
Yep. I think we might have to call it for there.
So on that lovely note.
We always have the best endings.
I know.
Right when it gets dark, we're like, all right, time to go. Have a fun one, guys.
Right? So
Hope your week is
differentiate
good.
the body and the brain. Be kind to your brain.
Be kind to yourself,
Yeah.
not just your brain.
Right.
We're not great at it, but all of the self needs
Yes.
to be taken care of.
In one way or another. I'm going to have Karen taken care of.
Oh, God, no. Taken out back.
Beat her with sticks.
Can't just let it be. We can't just end it on a good
No.
note. Nope.
It has to go back to the fuckery. Mm-hmm. All the nonsense.
Well, that's fair.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a good week
Yes.
or a few days until the next time we see you.
Indeed. Oh, yes. We kind of are changing how we're putting these out, huh?
Yeah, we might do a Saturday, Wednesday,
Yes.
which would be nice, I think,
I think so.
if we can keep up with it.
Yep.
Just understand that if they stop uploading, we'll probably say somewhere that we're dying. So
It's a spoon thing.
yeah, it's not a you thing. It's us.
It's not you, it's
I
me.
think you'll understand, though. Like, if you can't watch, I understand. Sometimes I can't watch things either, which is ridiculous. Sitting there and watching something is just draining. But, you know,
It's true, though.
especially our podcast, which is really long.
Right.
Sorry about that.
We talk a lot.
Like
But-
now when we're trying to end a fucking podcast.
Right. But we love you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.